and answer any questions, but apparently that is just not working properly. So that's okay. We'll always have Facebook, right? Okay. I think everything's going. How is everyone today? Say hi in the comments if you are here live, because I would love to say hi back. And you're probably going to hear my husband. He's working from home. Probably going to hear my dogs. Today is just kind of chaotic, but I wanted to stop in and say hi and go live, especially after posting something that's a little controversial. I've gotten some pushback on. Because it's just the Tip Tuesdays, right? So we are going to chat today. But does anyone have any questions? Because I really started doing this because I really just want it to be a conversation, right? Like just so that we can talk about any questions that you may have that have come up. And guys, there are no questions that I won't be able to answer, not because I know everything, but I will find you an answer if I don't know it. So if you have a question and I'm like, you know what, that is a great question, I'm not sure, I will absolutely get back to you and try and find the answer that you need. Let's talk about the video that I posted yesterday that some people are not super thrilled about. If you have not seen this video yet, and actually, before we go there, I am just going to take a moment and let you know that you are getting a very special behind the scenes sneak peek of my own personal chaotic appearance on shoot days, because this is how I dress when I'm shooting. People always ask, like, what do you wear? I have yoga pants, and I call this my unofficial uniform. I have yoga pants and a cami, like a pretty shirt on, and I have to wear a good supportive bra. Got to keep the girls up there. And I have these like chiffon shirts, but the reason that they're so nice is they're very easy to demonstrate posing with. So that's why I love them, and I wear them when I'm shooting. It's my unofficial uniform. So if you are watching on YouTube or Instagram, I'm so happy that you're here. Welcome. All of my questions that I'll be answering come from the Facebook group. So if you're not in the Facebook group, go to businessstraightup.com/community to join. And we are going to talk about the somewhat controversial video that I posted yesterday. And let me just give you a little bit of background first. It is a very common question for newer photographers to come into a boudoir specific group or a group of photographers and ask, how do I pose larger women, plus size, curvy women, whatever words we want to use? So many people ask this question, and it's quite frankly a good question. I'm really glad that they're asking, because it shows that they give a shit, right? It shows that they're legit concerned for how they're making everyone feel and the type of experience that they're offering, and how they are affecting and impacting their clients. So I think it's a beautiful thing. I think it's a good question. I think it shows that someone is truly invested and cares. And it really bothers me when these people come in with this condescension and saying, pose them like everybody else, because you know what? I am one of those women. I'm a size 22, 24-ish, depending on the clothes. And I'm really tired of photographers that don't know how to pose me properly. It is so bad, locally especially, that I have my husband take all of my headshots, because I'm really tired of simple posing fixes that could be fixed with just 2 words, and people don't know how to do it because there are differences. And we're doing a huge disservice to newer photographers to tell them just pose everyone the same, because the reality is that our bodies are different, and that's not a bad thing. It's a beautiful thing. We all have different rolls and stretch marks and boobs and lopsided whatever craziness going on. And that's not a bad thing. And we need to embrace that instead of saying, just treat everyone the same. We need to understand that not everyone is at the same point in the journey of self-love, self-acceptance, and body positivity, okay? You may have a larger client who is 100% okay with her stomach out, stretch marks and all, cellulite and everything. And that is an amazing thing. Those women are rock stars. And it is such a really, really awesome experience to work with them, because it affects me too. in a positive way. But you're also going to have larger women that are not at that point yet. And guess what? They're rock stars too, because we are literally putting up with bullshit of generations. So what does that mean, right? A lot of people have said, well, do you have like a list of poses that you literally use for different size people? Like someone asked me this and I'm like, not necessarily, but there are poses that I know that are more flattering for people who are not in a place of complete self-acceptance yet. And it doesn't mean they're not gorgeous. No one is saying that. No one is saying that a larger woman isn't beautiful or that we should be hiding her body. No one is saying that, okay? I do not believe that whatsoever. However, not all larger women are completely comfortable with their entire bodies yet. And you know what? Let's just expand that statement and say, not all women are completely comfortable with their entire bodies yet, because this applies to super, super skinny women too. I've had clients who say, thank you for not making me look like a skeleton. Hi, Jolie. It's good to see you. So again, if you're watching this on YouTube or Instagram, please come to the Facebook group. Those are the only comments I can see. It's at businesstradeoff.com/community. Come in, say hi, and as you're watching, say hello, because sometimes it feels like you're talking to yourself, which is basically just my podcast episode. So make sure to say hi in the comments. Tell me what you think. Are you in agreement with this? Do you think that I'm full of shit? Because I've had people tell me that, and that's okay. That's all right. You know, I feel like we've gotten to a place in body positivity and empowerment that there's a right way and a wrong way to be doing this, and that's not true. Okay. Everyone is on a different path and a different place and a different position in their journey to body acceptance and learning to love their bodies. And there are some things that, for me especially, that I'm not in love with. Okay. And it doesn't mean that I'm going to go in front of a mirror and beat myself up about it. I'm not, spending mental energy there. But I'm also not going to show them off in photos. It's just not the favorite part of my body, and I'm okay with that. And I am a larger woman. So when people ask, how do you pose larger women? They're talking about me. So guess what? I get to say this, okay? I'm so tired of these people going, just pose them all the same. And I'm like, no, how about you ask the larger women? Because not everyone is in the same place. So this brought up some issues, ruffled some feathers, which I'm fine with. I wasn't at first. I was kind of scared. I asked some friends, like, is this bad? I don't know if I should say this. And it's now to the point, it's been about 24 hours and I'm just completely okay with it. You don't have to agree with me, and that's okay. But I am the person that you are speaking about. And so I do get a say in this conversation. So then people are like, well, then what do we do? Do we have a different pose list for a larger woman versus a super, super thin woman versus a curvy woman? Do we have different poses for different sizes? And the answer is you need to have conversations. You need to be talking with your clients to find out where they're at. Guys, this is a very simple conversation. Like, people like to overcomplicate this. You don't literally have to ask, so where are you at on your journey of self-love? Like, it doesn't have to work that way. I'm sorry, I talk with my hands a lot. I'm noticing that right now. But you don't have to be super blunt and to the point, because chances are if you ask someone that and they're not used to this conversation like we are, they're probably going to go, I don't know. So this is for all the boudoir photographers. What the hell do you do with this situation? How do you find out where someone is at? Because everyone says you shouldn't be putting your own insecurities on your clients, which is 100% true. But you should also not be putting your own confidence on your clients, because you don't know that they're there yet. Okay. So all it takes is a conversation. What are some questions you can ask? Here are a few. So I came up with 3 of them, and then I left my little paper somewhere else. So that's okay. We're just going to wing it. The first question is, what do you love most about your body? Because what happens is, as women, we have been taught for literally generations to deflect compliments. So as soon as someone says, I like this about my body, 9 times out of 10, they're also going to tell you something they don't like about their body. We don't just leave it at that. Like, oh, I really love my eyes. We don't just leave it there. Like we go, I really love my eyes. Oh, but I really don't like this. And that is your opportunity to listen and to hear about what they may not necessarily want to show off. And that's okay. We're not going to convince them otherwise. I hate this idea of, well, you should just shoot them like everyone else and let their bellies be out and their rolls be out, because not everyone is ready for that. And we need to honor someone where they're at right now. Jolie said, I love that. Natalie said, I'm so with you on this. Hooray. My fellow boudoir photographers, I'm saying, like, this is something we need to pay attention to. And if you're a guy, you need to pay special attention to this, because you don't have the same opportunity to be exposed to what we have been exposed to. It's not to say you're a bad guy. It's not to say that you don't know what you're doing, because I'm sure you do. But you just have not lived the same life experiences that we have. And therefore, it might take a little more listening on your part, which is a good thing, right? Because having these types of conversations helps us to know where someone is at. So first question is, what do you really love about your body? Because chances are they will tell you what they love and what they don't love right off the bat. You can also ask, hey, body positivity is huge right now. Have you seen it all over social media? Isn't that exciting? Start the conversation, because with that question, they will either say, oh yeah, I've seen it, and I'm really happy for them that they're so confident, but I don't think that I would ever want that for myself. You can hear it in their voice. You can hear it not only in the words that they speak, but in the way that they say it. If they say it and they're like, oh yeah, that body positivity stuff is amazing. I'm so excited. I'm finally starting to love my body and every inch of it. My stretch marks are marks of honor. And you can hear it. You can tell how excited they are about the movement and about personal acceptance of their body. We have literally been taught and told for generations that our bodies are never good enough. Okay, too big, too small, too light, too dark, too anything in between. And so we have to gauge where someone is. So first one, what do you most love about your body? Second, ask about body positivity. Ask if they've had any exposure to it whatsoever. I know that it's very easy for us to forget this because we have these conversations all the time, but the reality is that not everyone does. There are so many people that have never heard of this before. And it's very hard for us to remember that because we are immersed in it, right? We are doing this every day. We are all over it. It's like the nurse who knows medical stuff in and out, whereas she's talking to someone who has never been exposed to that, they're not going to know. It's not because they're terrible people or they've done something wrong or they're dumb. It's just because they're not immersed in it like we are. So ask the questions. There's 2 questions that I gave you. The final one that really opens up doors is asking about, especially for a larger woman, ask about a bikini. I don't know why this is such a hot subject, but it is. And I know that for me personally, I did not wear my first bikini until the summer of 2018 because I'm larger. And in the back of my head were words that I have been told over and over and over again. She shouldn't be wearing that at her size. And I've been told this for a long time, and not just about me because I've never worn one, right? But I've heard people say that about other people. And while we all know that that statement is bullshit, the reality is that if you're working with someone who is a larger size, they may have been hearing this statement for decades, and they're just now starting to dip their toe in the water. So you can ask and bring up the conversation like, are you excited? We're coming out of this pandemic. Things are kind of exciting. You're going to have summer. Do you have any beach plans? Do you guys go to the pool a lot? Ask the questions, and then you'll start to hear, well, I take my kids to the pool a lot, but I don't usually get in because I don't like to wear a bathing suit. Red flag. Now, you know, maybe she's not super comfortable showing everything. So maybe you should pose her a little differently. Or maybe she'll go, oh my gosh, I go to the beach all the time with my friends. We have so much fun. I just got this super cute bathing suit that has like, and then she'll describe it to you like sequins up here. It's 2 pieces. Then you know, another red flag, except not warning flag. It's just a flag of information going, she is probably super comfortable with her body, and we're going to honor that and we're going to show it off. Because the bottom line is that not everyone is in the same spot. And I'm so tired of this narrative of pose them all the same, because guess what? Technically, yes, you can pose everyone the same. Physically, usually you can pose everyone the same. There will, of course, be physical restrictions, perhaps handicaps or disabilities to consider, and that is extremely important to consider. However, when it comes to psychologically and where someone is at in their brain and in their own journey of self-love and acceptance, we don't know how someone was raised. We don't know what someone has been through. We don't know if someone had an ex-husband who constantly put them down about their weight, and now they're not feeling very good about necessarily showing it all. It's really important. If you say that you like to empower women, then that involves a conversation first to see where they're at so that you can empower them to take the next step. You're not necessarily going to change their mind. Someone's not going to go from hating their belly to loving everything overnight. It doesn't work that way in most cases. Hey, Marietta, good to see you. I'm happy you're here, and Jolie and Natalie. If you were watching this on YouTube or Instagram, please come on over to the Facebook group so that we can chat. I think that I didn't set up Instagram correctly, so I don't know. I don't know how this stuff works, and I'm actually pretty technically inclined. So, you know, if I think it's a problem, it's a giant problem. But it's okay. I'll share it to Instagram anyway. Does anyone have any questions for me? Anything that they're struggling with? I just got an email about WPPI today. So I think that's happening. I think. It's been kind of up in the air. As you know, it usually happens like March-ish, February-ish. It's so funny. I was just telling my husband, because March Madness is happening right now. And I was just telling my husband, do you remember when WPPI actually was overlaid with March Madness, and we were all at the MGM and we're walking around, and these guys are tall. My husband's 6'4", and he goes, Brooke, there are very few times in my life I've ever felt short. I thought it was hilarious. Marietta said, if it is lunch, yes, we definitely need a lunch. I think that if WPPI moves forward, everything looks good. Maybe we'll just do like a big lunch happy hour. I don't know, something, order pizza. Marietta, I shared a little earlier. This is the inside look to the chaos that is my own personal appearance on shoot days. I don't wear makeup. My hair's up in the crazy bun. It's kind of everywhere, because usually when I'm demonstrating poses for people, I'll show them how to put their hair. So I just throw it back up real quick. So it's a little chaotic, but it's all good. Marietta said, I'll be there. Me too, girl. I'm kind of excited. I think that Anna and I were just talking about WPPI and other conferences as well. We think that they're going to explode after the pandemic because people are so ready to get back into real life, right? Like, we're so ready to travel. I just renewed my TSA pre-check, which I'm very, very excited about. I know that's like dumb, but you know, it is what it is. Marietta said yoga pants and no hair done. Yep, that's what I'm in, yoga pants. Because let's all be honest for a second. If you have a pair of black yoga pants on and they look nice, looks the same as other pants, right? Oops, sorry, I have the hiccups. Marietta said Anna and I spoke about it as well. Yeah, I think we're going to see conferences get really busy really quickly because people are just ready to get back into the world and talk with their peers. And I miss my friends. I just sent one of my friends a card that said, I fucking miss you. Because We miss our friends, man. She lives in California. Usually we see each other at conferences and events, and we haven't been able to. So it's coming. It's happening. And this conversation in particular, I'm so bummed that WPPI, what we had to do is we had to submit our courses back in August of 2019. Or wait, no, August of 2020 for March of 2021, which is when WPPI was going to be. And now it's going to be in August. But so many things have changed, and I feel like there are other ideas and things that I would love to share and teach, but it's too late. So maybe next year. Thank you so much for being here today. I'm so happy to have you here. Again, if you're watching on Instagram or YouTube and you want to ask questions, the Just the Tip Tuesdays are a live Q&A that I do on every Tuesday, and it is literally just answering whatever questions. Usually I have a giant list of things that I can talk about, but I really would prefer just to answer your questions. If you came across a weird client conversation, or if you are thinking about changing something up in your business and you want a second pair of eyes on it, just let me know. I'm happy to help. I can always share my screen if you want me to look at a website or something. And I'm so happy to help. So I am happy to have you all here, and come back next Tuesday. Let me see. Oh, shoot. I might have a session next Tuesday. I am an actual working photographer. It's funny to me that I have to keep saying that, but yeah, I am. Tuesday the 30th, I do not have a session. It's on Wednesday that week. So I will be live again on Tuesday, March 30th, 2021 at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. So it's a little different for everyone. Right now we're in daylight time, 10 a.m. Mountain Daylight Time. I look forward to talking with you again, and join me, ask questions, because I'm always happy to help. Have an amazing rest of your day. And if you want more information on what the hell do I say to boudoir clients to help them feel absolutely comfortable where they're at, I would love to have this conversation with you. So let me know. Have an amazing day, and we'll talk soon. Oh, I totally forgot. My website class is on Thursday. So you should all come, because it's amazing. It's one of my top classes. Even people that have been to it several times still come, because there's something to take away every single time you see it. So go to businessstraightup.com/websites that convert.